Hello everyone. Many people know my name from the Silva Method, but my work didn't start in a fancy laboratory or university. It started in my home in Laredo, Texas with my own children. I was an electronics repairman, not a psychologist. I saw my kids struggling with their schoolwork, and my first thought was a practical one. If I can tune a radio to receive a signal more clearly, could I somehow help my children tune their minds to learn more effectively? This simple question, born out of a father's desire to help his family, led me down a path of discovery that would change my life and the lives of millions. It all began with understanding how our own brains operate. I noticed that my children learned best when they were relaxed, almost in a daydreaming state, but they struggled to recall that information when they were alert and stressed during a test. As an electronics technician, this made me think about frequencies. Radios work on different frequency bands, so I wondered, does the human brain do the same? My research led me to the discovery of brainwaves, measured in cycles per second. I learned that when we are wide awake, alert, and dealing with the outside world, our brain operates in a frequency called beta. It's a necessary state for functioning day to day, but it's also where we experience stress, anxiety, and mental noise. I realized the problem wasn't what they were learning, but the state they were in when they tried to learn it. I want to share these practical discoveries with people all over the world. It's a global community we're building here, one mind at a time. Tell me where you're watching from in the comments below. I'd be interested to know. And if you're ready to learn how to use your mind more effectively, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming. Now, beta is our external consciousness. It's when your brain is producing electrical activity at a frequency of 14 to 30 cycles per second, or hertz. Think of it as your mind being focused outward, on the traffic, the conversation you're having, the report you're writing. It's the state of logic, reason, and action. But it's also the state of fight or flight, which is why prolonged time in beta can lead to mental fatigue and burnout. My investigation showed me that there was another, more beneficial frequency. Scientists had identified a slower brainwave pattern from about 8 to 13 cycles per second. They called it the alpha frequency. This is the state you enter naturally just before you fall asleep and right after you wake up. It's that calm, peaceful, imaginative state where ideas seem to flow effortlessly. I saw this as the key. What if a person could learn to enter the alpha state consciously while remaining fully awake and in control? What if we could use this level not just by accident, but on purpose? This was the breakthrough that formed the entire foundation of the Silva Method, controlled conscious entry into the alpha level of mind. The alpha state is so powerful because it creates a bridge between your two brain hemispheres. In our beta-dominant world, we rely heavily on the left hemisphere, the logical, analytical, time-oriented part of our brain. This is the side that processes language, numbers, and reasoning. It's essential, of course, but it's only half the story. The right hemisphere, which becomes more active in the alpha state, is the source of our creativity, our intuition, our spatial awareness, and our ability to see the big picture. It communicates in images and feelings, not just words. When you're in alpha, you are bringing these two powerful parts of your brain to work together in harmony, creating a mental powerhouse. When both hemispheres are synchronized, something remarkable happens. Your mind becomes incredibly receptive. Information is absorbed and stored with much less effort, and memory recall becomes sharper and more reliable. This is exactly what I observed with my own children. Once I taught them simple techniques to reach their alpha level before studying, their grades improved dramatically. They weren't just memorizing facts, they were understanding concepts on a deeper level. They could visualize the information, making it stick. This wasn't some kind of magic trick, it was simply a more efficient way of using the mental equipment we are all born with. They were learning how to learn. So how do we get from the busy, noisy beta state to the calm, creative alpha state? It is simpler than you might think. I developed a countdown method that acts as a mechanism to guide your consciousness inward. The process involves relaxing the body, closing the eyes to block out external distractions, and slowly counting backward. This simple act of counting down signals to your brain that you intend to slow down your mental activity. Each number guides you deeper into a state of mental and physical relaxation. With a little practice, this countdown becomes an anchor, allowing you to reach the alpha level quickly and reliably, anytime you choose. It's a tool for taking voluntary control over your own state of mind. If you're understanding how this works and want to learn more Silva Method techniques, subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments if this content is useful. The goal of entering alpha is not to empty your mind, as some meditation practices teach. Instead, the goal is to use your mind in a more focused and powerful way. Once you are at your alpha level, you can begin to use specific tools for programming your mind for success. The most fundamental of these tools is what I call the mental screen. Think of it as a large movie screen located out in front of you, slightly above eye level. This is the workshop of your mind where you will practice visualization. Visualization at the alpha level is far more powerful than simple daydreaming in beta. When you project an image onto your mental screen while in alpha, you are engaging both your logical left brain, which knows what you want to achieve, and your creative right brain, which works with images and emotions. To solve a problem, for instance, you would first visualize the problem itself on the screen. See it clearly with all its details. Then you would move that image to the side and, on a new, clean screen, visualize the desired outcome, the solution. You would see it as if it has already happened and feel the positive emotions associated with that success. Let me give you a very practical, common example. Imagine you have misplaced your car keys. Instead of frantically searching in a state of beta-level stress, you would take a moment. You would go to your alpha level using the countdown. Once there, you project your mental screen. You would ask yourself, "Where did I last see my keys?" Then you would simply relax and observe what images or feelings come to mind. Often, a memory fragment or a clear picture will emerge. The keys on the kitchen counter or in the pocket of yesterday's jacket. This is not a psychic phenomenon. You are simply accessing information that is already stored in your subconscious, but was blocked by the mental noise of the beta state. This same technique can be applied to much more complex problems, from business challenges to personal goals. The process is always the same. Go to your level, define the problem on your mental screen, and then visualize a solution with belief and positive expectancy. By doing this regularly, you are essentially programming your mind to find solutions. You are setting a target for your subconscious to work on. You might not get the answer immediately while you are at your level, but later in the day, an idea may pop into your head, or you might happen to meet someone who can help. This is your mind, guided by your programming, leading you toward the solution you created. The difference between beta and alpha is the difference between working against yourself and working with yourself. In beta, we often force solutions with sheer effort, which is exhausting. In alpha, we allow solutions to emerge by creating the right mental conditions. This state of relaxed awareness allows for clearer thinking, enhanced creativity, and a stronger connection to your intuitive faculties. Many of the world's greatest thinkers and inventors have reported getting their best ideas in moments of relaxation, daydreaming, or just before falling asleep, all natural alpha states. The Silva Method simply teaches you how to enter this productive state on demand. It's crucial to understand that practice is the key. Learning to enter and use the alpha level is a skill, just like learning to play a musical instrument. The first time you try, your mind may wander. That's perfectly normal. Don't get discouraged. Each time you practice the countdown, you strengthen the neural pathways, making it easier and quicker to get to your level. A few minutes of daily practice, perhaps in the morning upon waking or before bed at night, is all it takes to begin building this mental discipline. Consistency is far more important than the length of each session. This journey from beta to alpha is a journey from external chaos to internal control. It's about realizing that you have more influence over your life and circumstances than you previously believed. When you learn to use your mind at the alpha level, you are no longer just a passive observer of your life. You become the active director. You can use this state to improve your health, achieve your goals, enhance your relationships, and solve problems more effectively. It is a fundamental skill for better living, accessible to everyone, regardless of their background or education. It is your mind, and you have the right to learn how to use it. The power was always within you. All I did was find a reliable method to access it. Moving your consciousness from the objective beta dimension to the subjective alpha dimension is the first and most important step. It is the foundation upon which all other mental techniques are built. It's not a mystery or a secret. It's a natural function of the human brain. My life's work has been to research these functions and develop simple, practical, repeatable steps so that anyone can use them to improve their lives. To practice these techniques and discover more about the Silva Method, subscribe to the channel. Comment, "I can achieve everything I set my mind to," if you believe in the method. Remember, it is practice that brings results.